Well, based on pressure, we must have deep comprehensive knowledge about Buoyant Force, Pascal Law, Archimedes Principle, and Law of Flotation. Actually, hydraulic piston, hydraulic jack, hydraulic lift are made on the principle of Pascal Law. However, hydrometer, lactometer, submarine are made on Archimedes Principle. Similarly, hot air balloon, hydrometer, lactometer are made on law of flotation, and buoyant force is very crucial for floating an object on liquid. So, it must be kept in mind that buoyant force, Pascal law, Archimedes principle, and law of flotation are very crucial from conceptual point of view and examination point of view as well. First of all, let's point out pressure. Actually, the force acting per unit area is simply called pressure. More clearly, the mathematical expression for pressure is given as capital P is equal to capital F divided by capital A, where capital P stands for pressure applied, capital F stands for applied force, and capital A stands for surface area. Furthermore, the SI unit of pressure is Pascal, as discovered by veteran physicist Pascal. Similarly, let's point out thrust. In fact, the perpendicular force acting on surface area is simply known as thrust. More clearly, thrust is a type of force. That's why SI unit of thrust is also Newton. Also, let's point out upthrust or buoyant force. Actually, the upward force exerted by liquid on an object is simply called upthrust or buoyant force. In other words, when an object floats on liquid, then it experiences an upward force exerted by liquid, which is simply known as upthrust or buoyant force. More clearly, buoyant force or upthrust is a type of force. Similarly, in case of pressure, Pascal law is one of the most important master principles in physics which play a crucial role in our daily life. So, let's point out statement of Pascal law. Actually, Pascal law states that when certain pressure is applied on liquid enclosed in a vessel, then it is transmitted equally and perpendicularly to all directions of the vessel. More clearly, different scientific devices are made on the principle of Pascal law. So, let's point out major scientific devices made on the principle of Pascal law. Number 1, hydraulic piston. Number 2, hydraulic jack. Number 3, hydraulic lift. Also, in case of physics, Archimedes principle is very crucial in our daily life. So, let's point out statement of Archimedes principle. Actually, Archimedes principle states that when an object is immersed partially or completely in a liquid, then it experiences an upthrust or buoyant force, which is equal to the weight of water displaced by it. Most importantly, various scientific devices are made on the Archimedes principle. So, let's point out major scientific devices made on Archimedes principle. Number 1, hydrometer. Number 2, lactometer. Number 3, submarine. Apart from this, in case of pressure, law of flotation is very crucial in our daily life. So, let's point out statement of law of flotation. Actually, law of flotation states that when an object floats on liquid, then weight of an object is equal to the weight of water displaced by it. More clearly, different scientific devices are made on the principle of law of flotation. So, let's point out some major scientific devices made on the principle of law of flotation. Number 1, sailing boat. Number 2, ship. Based on pressure, we need to have deep concept about hydraulic pressure, including hydraulic piston. So, let's point out hydraulic pressure at first. Actually, the force exerted by fluid per unit area within a confined space is simply called hydraulic pressure. More clearly, just because of hydraulic pressure, liquid like water is commonly used in excavator in order to magnify force. Similarly, let's point out hydraulic piston. In fact, the scientific device which works on the principle of Pascal Law and is used to magnify force is known as hydraulic piston. For example, syringe, which is commonly used in our daily life. More clearly, hydraulic piston consists of several body parts, including cylinder, piston, needle, and so on. Based on pressure, hydrometer and lactometer are very common scientific devices which are frequently used in our daily life. Let's go through hydrometer at first. Actually, the scientific device which is used to measure density and relative density of water is simply called hydrometer. More clearly, hydrometer is based on the principle of law of flotation. Similarly, let's point out lactometer. In fact, the scientific device which is used to measure density and relative density of milk is known as lactometer. Most importantly, lactometer is based on the principle of Archimedes principle and even on law of flotation. Apart from this, we must have deep concept about density and relative density or specific gravity, which are very common in pressure. So, let's point out density at first. Actually, the ratio of mass to volume is simply known as density. In other words, the mass per unit volume is simply called density. Furthermore, the mathematical expression for density is given as capital D is equal to capital M divided by capital V, where capital D stands for density of substance, capital M stands for mass of a substance, and capital V stands for volume occupied by that substance. Furthermore, the SI unit of density is kg per meter cube. Similarly, let's point out relative density or specific gravity of a substance. In fact, relative density or specific gravity of a substance is defined as the ratio of density of a substance to the density of water at 4 degrees centigrade. More clearly, the mathematical expression for specific gravity is given as capital R dot capital D is equal to density of a substance to the density of a water at 4 degrees centigrade. Most importantly, specific gravity or relative density is unitless because it is the ratio of same quantity as density. In order to understand about density and specific gravity of a substance, let's figure out the table of comparison of density and specific gravity. Number 1. The ratio of mass to volume is simply called density. However, the ratio of density of a substance to the density of water at 4 degrees centigrade is known as specific gravity or relative density. Number 2. The SI unit of density is kg per meter cube, whereas there is no SI unit of relative density or specific gravity because it is the ratio of same quantity as density. Based on pressure, we need to have deep concept about atmospheric pressure including mercury barometer. So, let's point out atmospheric pressure at first. Actually, the force exerted by atmosphere per unit area is simply known as atmospheric pressure. More clearly, the value of atmospheric pressure at sea level is 760 mmHg, where mm stands for millimeter and Hg stands for mercury. More clearly, as we go from base to peak of a mountain or a hill, then the value of atmospheric pressure goes on decreasing. Similarly, let's point out mercury barometer. In fact, the scientific device which is used to measure atmospheric pressure is known as mercury barometer. Here, probably, we might have curiosity about why is mercury used in mercury barometer. So, in order to understand about this amazing feature, let's go through scientific reasons. Actually, mercury is used in mercury barometer because of the following reasons. Number 1. Mercury is shiny. Number 2. Mercury has relatively high density. Number 3. Mercury is non-sticky. Number 4. Mercury has uniform rate of expansion and contraction. Apart from this, we need to have deep comprehensive knowledge about different logical questions which are concerned to pressure. So, let's point out some major logical questions regarding pressure. Number 1. Base of a dam is made wider. Why? Actually, base of a dam is made wider because at the base of a dam, depth of liquid is extremely high. Moreover, liquid pressure is directly proportional to the depth of liquid, and hence extreme liquid pressure is exerted at the base of a dam. So, in order to overcome this extreme pressure, base of a dam is made wider. Number 2. Foundation of a wall is made wider. Why? Actually, foundation of a wall is made wider because when the foundation of a wall is made wider, surface area will be greater, and hence it can overcome the extreme pressure exerted by the whole wall at its base. So, whole wall will be safe for long time. Number 3. Deep sea divers always use special diving suit while diving into deep sea. Why? Actually, deep sea divers always use special diving suit while diving into deep sea because when deep sea divers go into deeper and deeper, then liquid pressure goes on increasing. So, extreme liquid pressure is exerted on the body of deep sea divers. That's why, in order to overcome this extreme pressure exerted on the body of deep sea divers, they always use special diving suits. Thank you.